When you're confronted with a challenging event that your subcortical amygdala has labeled and assigned a valency of a negative charge on it, and it's created an emotion that's a withdrawal reflex, a fight or flight response, it's normal for your amygdala to dramatize it and to accentuate how many negatives it is in order to make sure it's not some predator about to eat you in your mind. In the brain, we have prey or predator. And if we have prey, we accentuate the positives in order to run fast enough to catch it. And if it's a predator, we accentuate the negatives in order to avoid it. And so it's normal for the amygdala to dramatize things under emergencies if we have assigned this negative valency or positive valency to an event. And so anytime you have this event that you perceive as highly negative, the reason why you're creating that dramatization and exaggeration and just wallowing in all the negatives that can come out of it, it's primarily because the initial perception has been associated in the past with drawbacks, not benefits. So what you can do is ask yourself, you can sit down and document what exactly is it that you're judging in the first place. You can identify what exactly is the thing you're frightened about happening. You can write them all down. And then you can mitigate them. You mitigate the risk. But if this was to happen, how would it benefit me? How could I use it to my greatest advantage? How you can take these situations and neutralize them. You could ask, if they didn't occur, what would be the drawback? And if they do occur, what would be the benefit? And tend to find the other side. Your intuition is always trying to whisper to you the other side of whatever you're perceiving. And if you kind of have a foresight and ask, how does it do that in advance, you're less likely to be emotionally reactive to it. You're more likely to not dwell on it. Anything that's highly polarized occupies space and time in your mind and runs your life and with intrusive thoughts. It's hard to even sleep at night. It becomes a fantasy or a nightmare if it's positive or negative. But if you go in there and ask, what are the upsides? And as you find the benefits of what this worst case scenario could be, you mitigate that and you neutralize that, and it doesn't stay in the amygdala and it doesn't kind of dwell, and it calms it down. Now, it's easy to sit there and run your story and dramatize it further and tell people about how this terrible event occurred and everything else, but then you're a victim of history, not a master of destiny. So by taking the time to actually ask, what exactly is it that's happened? What exactly is that the definition of what it is that you're judging? And ask, how does it help me spiritually? How will it help me on my spiritual quest? How will it help me in my mind development quest? What skills is it developing? What is it awakening inside me? What is it bringing up that's part of the reflective universe that I'm needing right now? Because ultimately everything is on the way, not in the way. How is it helping me in my business? How is it helping me in my mental capacity? How is it helping me in my finances? How does it help me in my relationship? How is it helping me in my social life, in my physical health and well-being, my spiritual quest? If you ask quality questions, you get a quality life. And there is no one-sided event out there. It's like trying to find a one-sided magnet. There is no such thing. We assume it's there. We're blind to the upside. We're ignoring the positive opportunities that are there. There's no crisis without some blessing in it. It's just taking the time to ask, what are those? And if you stack those up, the more you stack up, the less likely then that event occurs in the future or at that moment, it's going to run you. It's going to not distract you. And if you can see both sides of the event simultaneously, you don't even react in the first place. But if you're doing that, it's normal for the amygdala to dwell and to dramatize and to run away drama out of it, positive feedback systems, they call it. And what that does is it's mainly for emergencies. But you can actually mitigate that and neutralize that by asking quality questions. The quality of your life is based on the quality of the questions you ask. How is it helping me spiritually, mentally, career, financial, family, social, and physical? How is it helping me fulfill what I feel is my mission in life, my identity in life? How's it doing it? If you ask that and if you stop and go, I don't know, I can't find it, you're going to play victim. You're going to run your narrative. But if you actually find out how it does, every time you answer that, you'll neutralize and calm down your emotional reaction and come back up into your executive center where you can see both sides. Some people do that by doing cognitively, by asking the question. Some people do it by meditation and just kind of zenning out from the perspective and then seeing those other sides gradually. But if you take the time to do that, you train your mind to see both sides of an event, because there are no one-sided events. We've all had situations where we've seen somebody that we're infatuated with, and eventually we discover the downsides, or we have this terrible event, we eventually discover, hey, wow, thank you, I'm glad that happened now. It's catalyzed the trajectory change in my life. So take the time to see both sides, ask. And if you ask those questions and answer them, hold yourself accountable, then it won't run you. If not, it's just going to keep dramatizing, because the amygdala is going to keep running your life, and it's going to make intrusive thoughts. You're going to have a nightmare, have difficulty sleeping. You're going to run the story. You're going to believe the story, and you're going to blame things on the outside with false attribution biases as if it's the cause of your problems. It's not. Your perception and your expectation and your unwillingness to find the other side could be the issue. Take the time to master your life. Don't be victims of history. Be a master of your destiny.